Let's unpack this for you. Welcome to the deep dive. You sent us some really fascinating material about this idea, this collaborative success secrets database.
Mhm.
And it seems like a brilliant concept, really. It's designed to tackle a problem you clearly recognized, just the overwhelming, sometimes confusing amount of information you find online. So our mission today is to sort of extract the core insights from your notes on this, especially around its unique angle, which is learning directly from people who've already achieved, positive results, the kind you might be aiming for.
Yeah, it's a direct response, isn't it, to that frustration we all feel. There's so much information, but finding insights that are actually actionable and crucially verified,
Hmm.
that's tough. So for you, the listener, it's really about answering that basic question. Okay, but how do I actually do this thing? It feels like a very pragmatic way to get knowledge quickly, but, thoroughly from methods that have actually worked for someone else.
Exactly. Just think about it. How many times have you gone online looking for advice, maybe on a career move or a personal goal, and you just get buried under conflicting articles or really vague theories, sometimes even stuff that's just plain misleading. It's like trying to find that needle in a haystack, but the haystack is also full of, I don't know, red herrings or something. People are genuinely tired of that noise. They don't just want theory anymore. They want the how-to, and they want it from someone who's actually walked the walk, succeeded.
That's the critical need, isn't it? The one this proposal tries to address. How do we genuinely cut through all that noise? How do we find the real, tangible how-tos that actually work in the real world, not just in a textbook? So this database, it isn't just offering more information. It's promising verified, practical knowledge, stuff born directly from experience.
And that's precisely where this collaborative success secrets database idea comes in. It's envisioned, I gather, as a membership site. So a central, curated place for exactly this kind of verified practical wisdom.
Yeah, and what makes the whole idea quite clever, I think, is its core concept. The value isn't just sort of handed down from on high. It's created by the participants, the members, specifically for the benefit of all the other participants. It's designed to be a kind of self-sustaining knowledge ecosystem. But that does raise an interesting challenge right from the get-go, doesn't it? How do you actually get enough initial contributors, people willing to share their secrets, and at the same time, enough paying members to, well, kickstart that whole cycle?
That's a really good question. And it kind of speaks to the cleverness maybe of the initial design they've thought out. So how do these verified insights actually get into this treasure trove? Apparently all begins pretty simply with a Google form. But the genius might be in just how simple that contribution process is. Contributors give a clear description of the result or the achievement they've managed. Could be personal life, career, business, finances, whatever. Then they explain why that result is important. Makes sense. And crucially, the real meat. They clearly explain how they did it, step by step. There are optional bits, too, like for comments or contact info, maybe an email address. And here's a really key detail. They have to include their LinkedIn URL. So anyone looking at their contribution can, check them out, verify their legitimacy, basically.
Right. That emphasis on a legitimate step-by-step method plus the LinkedIn check, that's absolutely key for building trust, isn't it? It's designed, presumably, to filter out exactly that noise we were just talking about. But for a deep dive like this, it's worth poking at that a bit. How truly robust is that LinkedIn verification on its own? I mean, does a public profile really guarantee the depth or even the accuracy of the how-to someone shares? It feels like a good first step, definitely, but maybe not a full, audit of their claims.
That's a fair point. Absolutely. It's probably a pragmatic choice, especially for getting something like this off the ground quickly. So, okay, once these valuable insights are submitted via the form, how do you, the member, actually use them? Well, members pay a fee. It's like $20 a month. And for that, they get access to this growing collection, which, interestingly, is currently structured just as a Google Sheet. It's certainly straightforward. But thinking deeply, what are the maybe implications of using a Google Sheet as your database long-term?
Yeah, that's a crucial point to consider. On the one hand, it's incredibly agile, right? Super quick to launch, avoids massive development costs up front. It's a real lean startup kind of approach. By starting with a Google Sheet, they're basically prioritizing testing the core idea, the value of the how-to knowledge itself without sinking loads of cash into fancy infrastructure first. Rapid validation. On the other hand, though, you have to ask about scalability down the line and advanced search features. What about data security as it grows? That straightforward nature could definitely become a bottleneck later on. But for an initial rollout, it's actually a remarkably pragmatic, low-friction choice. And that $20 a month fee, it's probably not just about revenue, is it? It likely acts as a filter. It weeds out people who aren't really serious, either about learning or contributing quality stuff, helps ensure you get a community of genuinely high-quality members.
Right? A bit of a commitment barrier.
Hmm.
So given that, why would genuinely successful people who are often incredibly busy, let's be honest, why would they take time out to contribute their valuable insights here? Well, the thinking seems to be that many want to share their methods, their how-to, but they just don't have the time or maybe the inclination to, say, write a whole book
Hmm.
or develop an entire online course or build their own platform from scratch. This offers them a really low barrier to entry, like super low. They can potentially spend just 5 or 10 minutes filling out that form and boom, instantly they're helping a bunch of other people, maybe getting some recognition in the process too.
That's certainly a compelling pitch for someone short on time, but doesn't it potentially compete with other ways they might share knowledge, like their own social media, maybe articles they write, their personal brand? What's the real unique selling point for a contributor beyond just convenience? Is it purely like altruism, giving back, or is there maybe an implicit networking benefit being part of this curated success secrets club, so to speak?
That's a fantastic point, and I suspect it's probably a bit of both, right? There's likely that desire to give back, yeah. But also maybe a subtle benefit, like you said, of being associated with this curated group of other successful people. Plus, the platform itself helps amplify their message, their method, without them needing to do all the heavy lifting of marketing it themselves. So it's kind of reciprocal. Okay, so given this unique model members pay, contributors share easily. Let's talk growth. How do they plan to scale this thing? A community built on shared secrets, how do you make it bigger? Well, the plan outline suggests launching it on LinkedIn. Makes sense, professional network. Leveraging an existing network there, about 1,800 connections, apparently with the expectation that this database could get popular pretty quickly through that channel. And to really accelerate that growth, there's an affiliate program baked in. Affiliates can earn 30% per subscriber a month. That's quite significant.
Yeah. That really highlights a classic incentive model, doesn't it? Designed for rapid expansion, especially leveraging existing networks like LinkedIn or Facebook friends. And there's that built-in urgency for the affiliates, too. Those who jump in early and act fast stand to earn the most commissions, by inviting their connections before someone else does. It really encourages that initial burst of activity, that viral spread, which is pretty essential for a community-driven model like this one.
So wrapping this up, what's the ultimate takeaway for you, the learner, from this deep dive into the collaborative success secrets database idea?
Ah.
It really does seem to present a unique value proposition, a potential shortcut maybe, to informed knowledge, giving you practical insights, direct learning from people whose success is, at least partially, verified, all without having to wade through endless, often unproven online content.
Yeah, and it makes you think, doesn't it? It raises a pretty important question for all of us living in this, information-saturated age. In a time where raw information is everywhere, but actionable wisdom feels genuinely scarce. Is curated, peer-sourced knowledge like this proposal, is that the ultimate aha moment we've actually been searching for? It's definitely worth reflecting on, I think. The power of this kind of community-driven knowledge and how it really stacks up against, say, traditional expert sources, especially when the sources might be vague or hard to verify or just not practical.